Hi, my name is KK Bransford. I go to Notre Dame. I went to Mount Notre Dame High School, and this is KK Hoops and Huddles.
Name your Cincinnati girls starting five all time.
By position, or we could just play?
It just they not gonna know our.
They're not gonna know. They're not gonna know. We put ourselves on there. Mia, D, Mel. You gotta put Kelsey on there. You gotta put Kelsey on there.
What about our generation?
It was some really good old heads at y'all. Y'all generation. Never.
In prime?
Yeah, in prime. No. Who guarded me? Right, who's guarding me? Who's your power forward? Don't point, thank you. We won. No.
Everybody say their names in like the high school or college or any, for you guys who were the coaching at, sorry, Kylie.
I'm Kylie Bransford and I go to Mount Notre Dame High School.
I'm Brooke Asher and I go to Cookie East.
I'm Lauren Third and I go to Princeton High School.
I'm Callie Fortin and I go to Princeton High School.
I'm KK Bransford and I go to Notre Dame.
I'm Abby Wolterman and I go to NKU.
B. Davis, head coach at Princeton High School.
I'm Joy Hayes, I go to UC.
Amber Gray, assistant coach at Sycamore High School.
Kennedy Miles, I graduated from Marquette University.
So kind of high school, we have some ballers here. We have national or state championships. We have the MVP, state champion. We have Brooke, who has been leading the school in three-pointers. Kylie was GGCL Player of the Year. So we have some ballers, and let's kind of talk about like how your high school career has been. And we're gonna start with Kylie. Like, what were some of the biggest takeaways that you had coming out or going into your senior year of high school?
Okay. I learned since last year was my first time with a new coach, I learned kind of what I want and expect from a coach. So I feel like high school is also preparing me for knowing what type of coach I want for college. Seeing two different coaches, and then also AAU kind of helped me with that because I had a good coach for AAU, and I feel like that's one of my takeaways.
You become like family with the people that you're going with, and that's why it's so important making the college decision. Like, don't be too stressed out, but it is like that's your second. You're gonna have a second home, and it's just all about your happiness and like how happy you are going there. But going to college is, for me, has been the best year. You guys can kind of speak on how college has what you like kind of expected going into it and kind of what you like got when you were there.
I'm sure.
So going into college, I'm playing, so I played 11 high school. So not everybody, how it is in high school, not everybody wants to keep playing after. Like, some people just do it, their parents want them to play or whatever the case may be, they just do it for fun. And so that used to irk me on my team. I'm like, man, y'all ain't trying to win, come on. And so getting to college, there was that sense of okay, we all got the same thing. We all here for the same reason. Obviously to get our education, but also to win and have the same goals. And I think just being around the people, so you talked about your official, I felt like family. You really gotta be around those people and see how you been around them, because there were some schools I really liked the coaches, I really liked the school, but I didn't fit. I knew I was gonna fit there. So I think that's my probably biggest thing is coming into college, knowing y'all got a culture you can add to in a positive way.
Back to Brooke, I know being on Lakota East, been a successful team. You guys' culture has always been good. How do you feel like you've transitioned into being a leader from maybe your freshman year to your senior year?
Yeah, obviously, my freshman year and sophomore year, our team was really good. We had some really key pieces like Madison French and Savannah Smith and stuff. So I kind of I looked up to them, obviously, because I got to practice with them every day, and it was different because in middle school you have practice every once in a while, but now it's every day, and we had separate buildings. We do our freshman and high school building different, so I was like the only one on varsity, so I kind of felt like an outcast. But like something about like Madison French, like she always like took me under her like wing and kind of helped me and like told me like, hey, don't do this, this is what, I don't know. So she kind of led the way, and then obviously last year we lost like a lot of height and a lot of key pieces, so it was kind of like a thing for me where like in my head mentally like I knew that time was coming where I needed to like step up, and I couldn't really do like what I was doing the like past few years.
What advice would you guys give someone going into high school? So think all the way back to they're coming in as a freshman.
Definitely remain true to yourself. High school can be a lot of years of like people trying to finish you, become this person and change. And then like basketball wise, don't be intimidated.
What I would say is that you're gonna mess up. Don't be scared to mess up, because that was like a really big thing for me when I was a freshman. I was always so nervous to mess up. I just messed up anyways, but I was just told to do coming step. No matter what, everybody messes up. Just mess up and just change and fix it the next play.
We're kind of gonna hear from the older, not older, but experienced. No, I'm talking about
We after them.
all of us. But kind of talking about Jillian and Abby, both in college. Like Jillian has had an amazing career at UC. Some of the things I gotta mention, written down because she has so many. But she's was the American Conference's freshman team, 1,000-point scorer in college, over 800 rebounds in college, Big 12 honorable mention, over 100 games played. So she's super experienced. On the court, off the court, she's done so much. She's did the big Sports Illustrated swimsuit in 2024, which was, I saw that on Instagram and I was so jealous. That is so dope. But through the first pitch at the Reds game, academic all-district team, so very experienced on and off the court. With Abby, was a two-time state champion in high school. First team GGCL her senior year. In college, she was a captain as a sophomore, which is huge. And was Dean's List every semester in first honors in high school. So we're gonna kind of talk to you too and your experiences in college. We kind of talked a little bit about like the exciting things in college, Jillian, but can you touch a little bit more about stuff that like was really exciting that you kind of experienced and got to go through?
Probably like honestly my most recent one was getting a new coach, and that is no shade at all to my old coach because she recruited me, and like I'll always be thankful for the opportunity she gave me to play to see. But sometimes, you know, I think people can look at changes as being really scary. And even when Trina came in, I don't know about her, I had top of that photo. No, but like, I think like everyone tells me like this year, like they've never seen me smile as much playing basketball, and that's been like the biggest thing for me. Is like biggest blessings is like that transition, because like transition can be scary. It's gonna be scary. You're gonna go through uncomfortable situations and all of that, but definitely like her and her staff coming, just like how genuine they are, and like all of that has like allowed me to have like the best season of basketball I played.
Abby, like, you know, you were captain your sophomore year. How's that being an underclassman, and kind of like how did that look?
It was definitely tough because we brought in 10 new players, and so we were like a brand new team. Everybody was fighting for playing time. Everyone was, you know, fighting to get on the court and be a leader. And I've known like my coach since I was in high school because I was going to Walsh with her. And when she told me she wanted to be captain, like my jaw dropped because like as a sophomore, like I looked up to like the like fifth years we had transferring in, or like the seniors that were already there. But I was like, okay, like if she believes in me, like I gotta believe in me.
Jillian, we're going to touch on the NIL, the big NIL piece of it. You talked about earlier the Sports Illustrated cover and like how that was. So can you talk about that and kind of how NIL has impacted you in college? I would say one thing is a great thing that we're in this era. So kind of talk about that.
So the Sports Illustrated thing, like Big 12 and Sports Illustrated, like kind of collaborated. They did like a BU movement that they came to all of the schools. So us, BU NIU, Houston, and UCF. And our assistant AD kind of came up to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, I nominated you for something. I don't really know if it's up your alley." I was like, she was like, "Sports Illustrated." I said, "Oh baby, no, that is not right." She was like, just like see how it goes, whatever. She nominated a few of us. I went to the little like thing that they have, whatever, and then didn't really hear anything about it, so I wasn't tripping about it. And then in like January, my coach at the practice time, she goes, "You have a passport?" I'm like, "Girl, I just got one." She was like, "Well, you're going to Belize in 3 weeks. You got the Sports Illustrated swimsuit thing." And I was like, "We're still in season. What do you mean I'm going in 3 weeks?" So thankfully, like I have a great administration and coaching staff who like made it all work. I literally played a game on Saturday, flew out that Sunday morning to Belize, had my fittings and all that, and then shot on Monday. Flew to Kansas on Tuesday, and then played a game. But yeah, I think NIL has been like a big blessing. I came to college when NIL wasn't a thing originally. I think NIL can be really stressful if you let it be really stressful. For me, I know some people pour a lot into it. I feel like you kind of get in what you put, or get out what you put in. I've given like so many student athletes like the opportunity to build their brand, even after school. Like when you're done hooping, like, it's also connections. It's not just setting yourself up to get some extra money or free products or whatever it is right now. It's like you really get to work with companies and brands and get that exposure and that experience. So I think even though NIL's kind of been like, especially when it first came out, it was a lot of gray area. A lot of people, there were some violations, like people don't realize they got to pay taxes, and like, but
Tax Chance,
did you crazy?
and ask Chance gonna be like, "Damn, bro, bro, you making more money than me. I can't help you."
But I think the big thing is money management for sure. Like you're gonna like with the NIL, you do touch money. Like you can touch some money, and that's like you can save it up. Like you may want the new J's, like whatever's coming out, what's popping because you're in college. You want save it. Because once you get out of college, you're gonna want a break. You're gonna want a little chance to just take a deep breath. You can't take a deep breath without money. So while you're in school with everything paid for and everything taken care of, send it to your mom, put it in a savings where you don't touch it. So once you get out, you can be comfortable, relax for a couple months.
Learn to invest.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to these high school seniors?
I would say enjoy your senior year. That was my favorite year at MNB, and don't rush things. Don't wish to get to college. Don't stay in the moment, stay in every game.
We're gonna move on to everyone out of college. And we have some hoopers here too. We talked about Coach D, she was a hooper, McDonald's All-American, 14th pick in the WNBA in 2007, all-time assist leader. Weren't you number one coming out of high school, or you were high up there? She was a dog. Amber was a dog going to Tennessee, playing for Pat Summit. Was McDonald's All-American, Miss Ohio, inducted into the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame. So we have some people. Kennedy played at Walnut Hills. I remember playing Kennedy. Used to be scared to play Walnut Hills. Let me tell you, but Kennedy, off the court, she graduated with cum laude, was Dean List 4.0 all semester. So she was doing it on the court and off the court. We're kind of just gonna talk to them a little bit and kind of hear what they have to say. For Kennedy, coming out of college, what do you think you look forward to, and kind of that question that we asked the people in college, but going out of college, what did you expect, or were you surprised? How was that?
Yeah, so for me, my goal was always to go play overseas. And I was faced with the opportunity. I was asked to go play in Portugal, and I declined the offer. And I was kind of up in arms about it, but I think after the season ended in March, maybe, and I took a good 3-month break. I mean, that was a blessing right there. That's one thing I would say. I needed a break. And that's something that I really didn't realize until I got there. And now I know that I still love basketball. I still want to be around it. I still want to be able to to talk about it, to preach to other people and have them learn from what I learned from. So I decided to take a different route, and I went out and coaching at Huddles as an 8th grade coach. And I just being able to come back and share my knowledge to the younger kids, and just to be a part of basketball in a different way that I physically may not want to do that anymore, but I still want to be able to be out there.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Amber and Coach D being a McDonald's All-American. How do you think you kind of got to that place and achieved that? And what was like? How did you guys feel? Being that. That's a really big accomplishment. So yeah, kind of talk about that.
You wanna go first? Because I looked up to her when I was a kid, so I was really
We didn't have social media and stuff like that, so it wasn't anything that we were chasing, Being selected to be a McDonald's All-American is a huge honor, but it wasn't anything that I was aspiring to be. Like, I just wanted to compete, I wanted to play at the highest level, I wanted to put myself in a position to have opportunities. And so, it was an amazing experience though, the class that I came out with was star-studded. LeBron James, Chris Paul, like some very amazing athletes, and it was just a fun experience. I would do it all over again the same way if I had that opportunity, but never having any regrets, working every day, competing no matter who was in the gym, who was faced in front of me. There was a couple other point guards that names got thrown around all the time about, oh, this player is the best player, so every time we played each other, I had to make sure she touched the ground, like put her on skates. But I just loved competing, no matter who it was or where it was.
I think for me, that's kind of when it started to transition and change a little bit. Like, we knew a little bit more about it. We were seeing it on TV. We heard about it, right? So, like, for me, I aspired to be that. Like, I wanted to be like, nah, bro, like, if you want to be one of the best, like, you have to be a McDonald's All-American. You got to go to the USA trials. Like, you have to do. So, for me, I dedicated so much time to make sure that I accomplished those dreams. Like, literally, when I say, like, when she was like, basketball isn't who you are, like, in my mind for so long, that's who I was. Like, bro, Amber, you are a hooper. So everything you're lining up, and then when you get it, it's kind of a sense of relief, like, but then you get on that stage, you're like, like, they dogs. So I was with, like, Elena Deladon, I was with Skyler, like, that's my whole group. So, like, we argue all the time with some of the people who are older than us, like, like 28 was the best class to ever go through, like, because we're still seeing y'all and we're still in the league and stuff like that. So it was definitely a huge accomplishment.
How do you think they can prepare to be the best?
It might sound cliche, but just work hard. Like, it's simple. Like, work hard. If you're not going out there and giving it your all, I'm talking about if you can walk off the court and say that you didn't give it your all, it's not good.
I would say make sure you humble yourselves, because I think right now you guys are very dominant in Cincinnati, in the country, and you've all had a lot of success, right? When you're going into college, you want to make sure you remember what made you successful up to now. And then my last piece would be know your starting five. I speak a lot about that when I do public speaking, and it's ironic, right? But I use basketball for a reason. Surround yourself and make sure you have the right people who are feeding into you and that you're listening to. Because if you have the wrong people feeding into you, if you have listening to the wrong stuff, you're not going to be as successful as we know you can be and as you want to be.
Take it up another notch. If you feel like you're working hard, work hard. Because every single day is going to be a challenge, it's going to be a test, right? But at this senior year, embrace it, have fun with it, and then when you get to the next level, it's every single day you got to chop wood. You're going to have the same routine daily. Same routine daily. And it's going to get monotonous at times. It's going to be hard. You're going to be over it. But you have to remember your why. And once you guys establish that, that's going to make you that much better. And you're going to be able to hold on to that on those tough days.
Last question. Name your Cincinnati girls starting five all time.
By position, or we can just play?
They're not going to know ours.
They're not going to know. Because they're not going to know Ashley. They're not going to know Hunter. They're not going to know
Big Allison Bell, 6'5".
what? Giselle Lavender?
You said Cincinnati.
Lavender? Wait, only Cincinnati?
Mel Thomas.
Me? We put ourselves on there? Me, D, Mel. You gotta put We take them off.
This was
It was after me.
What about our generation?
I'm gonna say
What?
Not to discredit y'all. Not to discredit
It was some really good.
It was some really good old heads that y'all.
I think our
generation. Never.
in prime?
Yeah. In prime? No.
no, you didn't have no.
Okay. Makai
Yeah, go point guard.
Oh, Makai's the homie. Makai, okay, D got Makai. So that's that matchup.
Who's guarding Chin? Chin's pulling up from half court.
Who's a shooting guard from Michael Curtin?
I don't know these.
Really, they saw it. It's either.
Oh,
He don't mind. Okay, next.
Well, you got
Who guarded me? Right, who's guarding me? Who's your power forward? Don't point, thank you. We won.
No.
The better comparison would be y'all versus them.
We easily win that.
Yeah,
We can do a whole 12 girl team.
Yeah.
Like our
Okay,
No, like, okay, they got a
And they
nice
prime.
like.
Okay, so who's y'all five?
I got a name. Myself.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that one.
You got D.
Yeah.
D. Alexander.
Okay.
And y'all was gonna beat us, okay.
Wait.
I'll say for us, me, Jill, Sean Kelly.
I always forget that. Makai and Dad are your older than them.
Yeah, they my grade.
No, they're 2 years older than me. No, you gotta put Makai and Dad on there.
So, yeah,
Y'all were class done, right?
Makai Kelly. Not even play.
Yeah, y'all were.
Jill.
That's fine.
High school Jill versus high school Amber. I'm giving Jill. I didn't say she wasn't gonna score on me. I said I'm giving a bucket.
No, I was that.
And you probably got 40 on me because I didn't play defense. There's a difference between us now and y'all. Like, we was all, and I'll say even this, like, it was dogs all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, so it was a little bit harder to really, like, you just keep dropping people. Like, we used to go to bad toll. Like, I tore my quad in the game versus East, got flipped in the air, like some crazy, like, battle.
Our shit.
And we ain't cared. But since we crazy. Ohio in general, though.
Hey, Ohio was low.
Basically, that's my question.
It's
Like,
crazy.
it's so
Yeah, y'all was-
Our team was stupid.
Like, we messed around and played with her. Like, I looked up to her. We all, us two, Jessica Patchko, Jasmine Shaw, we all went Power 5.
The entire program.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think this was cool, KK. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
But
this is
thank you guys so much. This is my first year doing this, and I'm gonna do this every year, and hopefully, like, just get as many senior high school girls that we can, and maybe you guys can come back and speak to the high school girls. Like, that's kind of my vision. I want to make it as big as possible. We started with a good number, but I just want to say thank you, and I hope you guys learned a lot out of it, and I hope the people watching is gonna learn a lot out of it, and just make sure we're getting the word out, and I'll tag you guys and all that stuff. But thank you.
Thank you.